So what is color correction? Let's go into Google and check what the definition is to give you a more correct answer. Color correction in photography. The color correction involves adjusting the colors in an image to make them appear more natural. All right, there's the definition. So pretty much adjusting color in an image to make it look more natural. After doing multiple tests with different tools in Photoshop to do color correction, I felt like it was easier to just focus on one tool. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use levels in order to do color correction. Anyways, let's go into Photoshop and let's start showing you how to use levels. So you're going to go down to the little icons here and hover above this one, and this is where you're going to find the different effects that you can use, and we're going to go to levels. And let me explain what you're seeing here. You have the RGB channel, red, green, blue channels. And first I would start by adjusting here in this area. You have the darks, midtones, and the highlights. As you can see here, I'm adjusting the darks, going in and out, the highlights and midtones. But here, when in the RGB channel, I'm pretty much gonna start by adjusting the levels in the image to create contrast. So let's start with the darks and make the darks darker in the image, as you can see. And now let's bring the highlights in, make it brighter, and now adjust the midtones. So that's adjusting the image contrast, but as you can see here, you have other options. You have these 3 different eyedrop tools, starting from the top to the bottom. You have the dark, midtones, and highlights. Let's use a different level effect to show you what the image would look like if you were to use the eyedrop options instead of adjusting this area. I don't know what I would call that, but yeah, this. Let's turn this off and create another level effect, and we'll just simply use the eyedrop tool section. Okay, I'm gonna start with the darks, and again, we're trying to create contrast here. I'm gonna go to the darkest area of the image to make the darks a true dark, I guess. This is a pretty dark area, and then even here, that wouldn't be darkest. Naturally, just looking at this image, I would go to this area. Let's click that. As you can see, the contrast, comparing it to the original image, this adjustment looks good. Let's compare the eyedrop tool layer to the first layer that we did. Okay, eyedrop tool, good adjustment. The first one, also a good adjustment, but looking at it now, I can see there's a bit too much red in it. I don't really know how you would explain it, but I'm seeing a little bit too much red in the image in this area, this guy's forehead. Hopefully you can see the difference, but okay, we go back into the levels. Now we can start adjusting the red channel, since I'm gonna try and adjust the reds in this image after doing that RGB adjustment. Okay, so I'm gonna start by adjusting from the darks of the red. And already you can see the decrease in the red channel. Thing with color correction is it's subjective, so you know what I'm seeing may not look good to you, but I just want to be able to show you the process and how to use this tool when doing color correction. So to each their own, whatever you feel works best is what works best for you. Let's compare this, okay, to the original image, and there you go. You can see the contrast in this image, and you can see that we took out the red, but we adjusted the red channel in the image. And now let's compare the eyedrop layer. And there you go. Let's go to the next image. Okay, so let's start again with levels. Okay, and again, we're gonna start by creating contrast in the image. we're gonna adjust the, pretty much doing color correction, not color correction, but exposure correction. And again, it's pretty much it's a subjective thing, and it's up to your preference of how you want the image to look like. Let's turn this off, on and off. Okay, I think that's a pretty good adjustment for now. I'm gonna go back into the levels. And looking at this image, there's a lot of blue, and I wanna add more red. So let's go into the red channel. I'm gonna start by adjusting the midtones. And now the highlights. And now I feel like that's too red, so let's bring the darks in. Okay, let's check and see what this looks like. Toggling it on and off, see what the original looks like to what we adjusted. Okay, I think that one's good to go. Let's look at another image. So here, this is a good example in this case. I feel like there's too much blue and I want to make this as natural as possible. Let's go to levels. Let's get levels up here. And let's first adjust the RGB. Okay, darks, let's bring this in. Highlights, midtones. I think that's good right there. Just adjust a little bit more. Okay, now I feel like we need more red in here, and so I'm gonna go in the red channel and adjust. Actually, let's go into the blue channel and take blue out. Okay, there you go. Okay, I feel like that's enough blue to be taking out, and now I'm going to add more red to give the guy's skin a bit more of a saturated look. That's not working. Okay, there you go, right there. Okay, let's see what this looks like in comparison to the original image. Yeah, I like this example because you're changing the original from like a blue tinge to a more natural look. When referencing the color correction definition is what it pretty much is, making the image look as natural as possible. That's it for today. There are multiple ways to do color correction to an image, color balance, curves. Well, I guess this is the first step that I use when doing color correction, and if for some reason I can't get a good enough look, or I'm having some kind of trouble color correcting the image, I'll go to a different tool. And if that tool doesn't work, then I'll go to the next one and go to the next one. But regardless, whatever tool you use, you should be able to do color correction. In this case, I chose levels, and I guess that would be just a different topic for another video. But if you found this content informative and educational, which that's what my intention is, please give this video a like and subscribe, or just like it. You don't have to subscribe. Please help out the channel and give it a like. Leave a comment down below. Give me any kind of suggestions for the next video. Keep thinking about your next project and just keep creating.